Hello everyone. And welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. Thank you all for joining me. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode. My name is Nigel. And I will be your AI narrator. Today's article comes from HertfordshireMercury.co.uk. The headline is: The terrifying dog man spotted in Hatfield Park that left a man with nightmares for years. Underneath the headline it states, he woke up sweating and screaming for years while struggling to come to terms with what he had seen. It was written by Sophie Bateman and Matthew Smith. It was published March 5, 2021. A man is convinced he has had multiple run-ins with a terrifying dog-human hybrid throughout his life, including in a Hatfield Park. The Brit was speaking on a new podcast, When Cryptids Call, hosted by cryptozoology expert Lee Solway, when he revealed he had nightmares about the creature for years after the sightings. Colin Keelty said he had multiple run-ins with a dog man, including in October 1990 when he was walking through a park in Hatfield, Hertfordshire, reports the Daily Star. He says that he is open to a supernatural explanation of the sighting and can't think what else it could have been. Colin was backpacking between East Hull and Hornsey when he passed through Hatfield at around 8:30 p.m. on October 4, 1990. A full moon lit the place up like daylight when he noticed something strange in a gap under a hedgerow. Colin remembered. I kept looking at it. Like, is it a cow? Is it a deer? It just looked like a dog's back legs. But then I thought, hold on. Where's its front legs? At that moment he managed to spot a friend who offered him a lift by chance. And when he got in, he looked back at the field and he could see this dog standing there. He told the podcast that his friend was not as convinced. Colin added, I said, look, there's a dog standing in the gate hole. He just looked at me and said, Col, you are working a lot of hours. Get some rest. However, the incident clearly had a lasting effect on him, and left him with nightmares for years. He said, to be honest, I had nightmares after that. For years I kept waking up. Not every night obviously. But some months would go by and I would have another one. And the recurring nightmare is this thing jumped out of the gate and just ripped me to shreds. And I woke up screaming some nights. With sweat. Even though I am into that. I just could not believe what I saw. To solve the mystery, Colin became obsessed with trying to find the creature and for 25 years did so without even telling his family. He believes that on one of the expeditions he did manage to spot the dog man, but could not get a photo to prove it. He was walking through private woods when he found a huge pile of poo before hearing footsteps that sounded like thuds. While he did call out thinking it was just workmen, he got no answer and was sure he was being followed. Colin explained, all this time the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. The smell was putrid. I got on all fours to see through the bracken. Then I got back up and it got back up. I started walking slowly and this thing was following me. Then I sped up and it sped up. I thought, what is this thing? When I got to the end of the bracken it bowed off to the right of me. And I was going to the left. When I got to the end, I just glanced over and there's this. I do not know what the heck it was. I do not know what to say. It was huge. Hairy. Why I thought it was a dog man is because of the smell. Colin ruled out it being pranksters because they would have had no idea anyone would be in the area. But all he could see was a mass and hair. He added, I wish he'd got my phone out and took pictures of it. What this large thing was, I don't know. But it was not human. I know that. Colin believes that he has seen other cryptids, an animal whose existence is doubted, such as Bigfoot, before. both when he was younger and also when walking with his wife. The idea of a dogman is also not a new one, with host Lee previously explaining the first reported sighting goes back to the 17th century. However, in the following 400 years, nobody has been able to prove that one has been wandering the woodland of Hatfield. Yet. Anyway. And that is the end of the article. This was a very interesting article. I do not know if what this gentleman saw was a dogman or not. One thing is for sure. Whatever it was, it affected this man to the point that he was still having nightmares years after the encounter. Unfortunately, he did not get a picture of the dogman. A photograph or video would have helped to make a determination of what it was that he saw. This is not uncommon in these kinds of encounters. A lot of people are either scared or in a state of shock when they see something traumatic like this. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the article and what you think that this creature was. Thank you for watching. And as James always says, we will catch you on the next one. Until we speak to you again. Love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you. And so do we.